William Moulton Marston wrote Wonder Woman, and when it came to where Wonder Woman is from, he invented this island, Themyscira, which is alternately called Paradise Island, where these incredible, beautiful, strong Amazon women all live with no men and no war, and in this very special alternate universe on Earth.
With his dying breath, Zeus created this island to shield us from the world, and all has been quiet ever since. We give thanks to the gods for giving us this paradise.
I drew everything from the comic book, but in this case, you go back to what emotionally he was going for, which is a paradise on Earth. And so at that time, it was based on ancient Greece and ancient Rome, but that was so much more exotic in that era where people had not even been to those places. So it was a fascinating balance of both going to all of the source, and particularly his, of what he imagined Themyscira to be like, but then trying to update it to our day and age of like, where is the paradise of our lands that you would want to go to, you would want to live at? And so it was truly one of the hardest things I did on the film, and one of the most fascinating, to sit with these genius artists trying to figure out, how do we go about this, you know? What would it look like? What would it be? Where is it? It's in the Mediterranean, so what is the land of the Mediterranean, and how do you push the limit of that? And what's the architecture that they would also have had separating from mankind 1,000 years ago? Which direction did they evolve? I think they would be gardening differently. I think they would be farming differently. I think they would have different pets. I think they would dress differently, all in the same world, in the same ballpark, but yet with different histories. The Amalfi Coast in Italy was a perfect location. When we landed there, that was the first time I saw land with my own eyes, where I was like, this is it. This is Themyscira. This is what it would look like. And then when it came to shooting in Matera, what was interesting about that is this very basic structures of buildings, which really are from a very similar period of time at their base as when the Amazons would have left man's world, and then built from there. So it was actually having this very authentic thing that sometimes those kinds of details can be very hard to make up after the fact. Even still, when I look at all of the stuff that we shot in Matera and in the Amalfi Coast, it's full of subtle details of decaying rock and bad, you know, like little choices of where an aqueduct used to be, but it's not anymore. I mean, you can't pay for that kind of detail.
Don't you think it's time to start my training? Antiope thinks I'm ready.
Does she? She should at least be able to defend herself.
From whom? She is a child. There will be no training.
Stop, stop.
I thought it was interesting, the significance of your line, be throwing it back to her, and then her saying there'll be no training and pulling ahead.
She's in the lead, yeah.
Kind of nice. Yeah. It made it more surprisingly, brought tension to it in a way.
The south of Italy brings this feeling of what was Themyscira. We find this castle, which is a so strange castle built in the 13th century, and it was a perfect place to put the armory where the god killer is kept.
Aline did such an incredible job at taking a very long, complicated conversation about how would they live and why would they live that way and what's the history behind their choices. These Amazons, from the start, advanced their technology, but always in a way that was very hand in hand with the natural world around them. And so they lived in the rock, and they used all of the rock formations and the mountain and the crevasses and the caves, and they turned those things into their source of energy and life and dwelling space. And so from there, Aline just really took off, designing these incredible spaces that are taking advantage of these massive caves into the sides of mountains, and yeah, blew me away with the things she came up with and incorporating moving water into those spaces and how they used phosphorescence for light rather than electricity. They're incredibly evolved too. They've just evolved in a different way than mankind. So a very interesting process of discovery. I mean, that's an entire world. What does an entire world look like? That's no joke. It was a task, but it was a fun one.